We have sunshine, everyone. Isn't that good news? Well, it's certainly good news for me because I was getting a little bit tired of looking at the snow and the grey skies. But look, everyone, we have glorious weather today in the birthplace of the English language. We are back together again, as live can be, coming to you, of course, from... You know where it is. It is, of course, England. It is England, yes, definitely. I can safely say that this is the birthplace of the English language. This is England, everyone. And I hope you are okay today. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy today? Do you have one of these on your face at the moment? I really hope you do. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. I love the English language very much. You may have noticed, because I'm always here doing something on the internet. Maybe I am live with you on Wednesday, like now, of course. I am also live on Sunday. Both of those live streams begin at 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, there are lots of recorded lessons as well, if you like that sort of thing. One of the wonderful things about having a YouTube channel is you can put things on the internet and people can watch them as many times as they want. So you can watch my lessons once, twice, or 1,000 times if you wish, as long as my job is successful. That's all I can say. Hello everyone, it's nice to see you. I have a lot to talk about today. We are talking about one of my most favourite subjects. Of course, it is food. Food, glorious food. I love to eat it all. And we are looking at food that we eat here in England. So I've decided just to talk about England as the place, because that is where I live. And also we will be looking at the types of food that we enjoy eating in this country. You might be surprised to find out what we really enjoy. It is not all roast beef and mashed potatoes. It definitely is not. It's nice to be with you. It's so nice to see so many people also on the live chat. Can I say hello to Beatrice? Hello, Beatrice. Nice to see you here. Hi, I hope you are feeling better. I hope your back is slowly recovering. I really do. We also have Vitas. Hello, Vitas. Beatrice, despite your bad back, you are first on today's live chat. That is amazing. It is amazing that you are here first, despite the fact that you have a poorly back. I hope it is feeling better soon. Who else is here today? Because I love saying hello to you all. We also have... Oh, he is here. You are an early bird today. A big hello to Luis Mendez. Is here today. Hello, Lewis. Nice to see you back here as well. It is a busy one on the live chat and also here in the studio. Another thing we will be talking about in a few moments. Words or phrases that are hard to say. Now, by this, I mean phrases that might be difficult to say because they are emotional phrases, things that we might sometimes have to say to other people. But those things are hard to say because they involve some sort of emotional response. These are the words we often avoid saying, or maybe we are reluctant to say. That's a great word, the word reluctant. Something you are reluctant to do is something you would rather not do. You don't want to do it. You are reluctant to do it. We might describe a person as being hesitant. They hesitate. They do not want to say those things for various reasons. So that is another thing we are looking at today. Lots of things, in fact. And of course, we have you on the live chat as well. So I hope you will stay with us today because we have so much to look at. Also, as you can see, every time I appear here on YouTube, you can always see this. And this is another thing we will be talking about today. Words and phrases connected to face. Again, you might be surprised to find out just how many words and phrases are actually connected to the word face. We will be looking at that as well. Can I say hello, Christina? It's nice to see you here again. Mosen is here as well. We also have Luke. Hello, Luke, me. Hello to you, Luke. I am so glad that you have decided to give me a look, Luke. Isn't that lovely? Who else is here? Aydin Taslikur. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Hello, Aydin or Aydin. Nice to see you here. We also have Palmyra. We also have Kareem as well. Lots of people are joining me already. By the way, Happy New Year. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? Are you still saying Happy New Year to people as you meet them for the first time in 2025? Are you still doing it? Is it too late? Is the 15th of January too late to say Happy New Year, I wonder? Very nice to see so many people here. We also have Surendra. Hello to you. Nice to see you here on the live chat as well. I'm always excited to see people I haven't seen here for a long time, and of course new people, new students, new viewers. So don't be shy, say hello. Hello also, Rungsak. What is the temperature there, Mr. Duncan? Well, you might be surprised to find out we are having some rather interesting weather at the moment because it is sunny outside. I will show you again on the screen. It is lovely outside. So that is the view looking out into the distance from my studio window. It is sunny, but also it is amazingly warm. We have 11 Celsius. Can you believe it? It's actually 11 Celsius outside at the moment. That is very mild for this time of year. Last week it was -9, 9 below zero. Right now it is plus 11 Celsius. Very strange. I was thinking of going outside to do my live stream, but then I changed my mind because I suddenly realised that it is a little bit noisy outside, so I decided not to. Who else is here? Can I say hello finally to... I don't want to miss anyone out because if I do, I will feel very, very sad. No, I think that's everyone for now. Hello, Faison Flazeur as well is here. Thank you very much for joining me. It's lovely to see you here on the live chat. OK, let's get underway, sir. Let's get underway. Come on, Mr. Duncan, get on with it. Stop hanging around. OK, we have lots to talk about, lots of things to do, and I hope you will stay with me for today's live stream. We are with you every Wednesday and also every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. English Addict is with you. Here we go then. Let's have a look at something, shall we? Connected to the English language, something that I want to talk about, something that might, for some people, be hard to say. Things sometimes are not easy to say. Now by that I mean the actual emotional involvement. So I'm not talking about words that are difficult to pronounce. That is something very different. Words that are hard to say because you feel they are emotional words. So that is what we are going to look at right now. There are many words in English that are hard to say because we feel a certain type of emotion connected to those words. First of all, let's have a look at the first one, shall we? Well, before we do that, some words are hard to say because they convey deep emotion. We will be looking at all of the words. Some of them are very difficult to say because of the emotional connection to those words. So it is fair to say some words are hard to say because they convey deep emotion. They might express a certain type of emotion, or maybe they show a certain type of emotion as well. The first one, the first word that can be difficult to say, and some people forget completely to say this word. However, we often see this word as having a sense of politeness. If you want to be polite to someone, you will often use the word please. Please. A simple word. And yet, these days, it would seem that fewer and fewer people are using the word please. You ask for something, normally in a polite and kind way. You are being kind, you are being polite. You ask for something. You request something. To request is to ask for something. So maybe if you are asking a person for something, also you can say please. It is a sign of respect between one person and another person. We might also need something quite seriously. We might really need something. We might need to obtain or have something. We might have to beg for it. Please, please, I am so thirsty. Please, can I have a drink of water? Please, can I have some food? Please, can I have the new Xbox? So quite often, if you beg for something, it means you really want that thing. You feel as if you have to beg for it. So quite often the word please will be used. However, if you are going to beg, quite often it means you are in a state of desperation. You are desperate for something. So quite often if you beg for something, quite often it means you are desperate. However, you will still say please. Sometimes saying please can be a hard thing to actually say out loud. Of course, you might also grovel. This is a word that you may not have come across before, but it is a common word, to grovel. If you grovel, it is very similar to beg. You grovel. You are trying to get that other person to give you something. You might beg for it. Please, please, please go out with me. Just once. You might grovel. The word grovel is often used when a person is very desperate. Normally they will be really on their knees, begging, please, please. Of course, we might also want a person to forgive us for something. If you want a person to forgive something you've done, then you might also say, please forgive me, please. However, it can be a very hard word to say. It can be difficult to say that particular word. The word grovel. It means you are on your hands and knees. You are literally begging for something. You grovel. And quite often you will also use the word please, even though these days a lot of people don't seem to want to use it. Here's another word, another polite word that it would appear that fewer and fewer people are using. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe these days people don't like to say thank you. And I have to say, quite often in my day-to-day life, I have noticed that fewer and fewer people say thank you. Maybe a simple thing. Perhaps you are going through a door and you hold the door open for someone and they just walk through the door, but they say nothing. They don't say, oh, thank you. They say nothing. They just walk through the door. Even though you are helping them, you are holding the door open for them, and they just walk past you and they don't say thank you. It is such a simple word, and yet it is one that can be difficult to say. Some people don't like to do it. You are showing that you are grateful for something. To be grateful means you are thankful. You feel as if you want to show that you are grateful for something. So even though the word does seem simple, it is a very simple phrase, thank you. It still can be difficult to say for some people. Something received. So quite often if you receive something, quite often, typically you will say thank you, or at least you should. You should say it. You show your gratitude. Gratitude is the action of showing that you are grateful. You want to show your appreciation of something. So quite often you will say thank you. Normally at the end of my live streams I will say thank you for watching. It is a small thing, a simple sentence, and yet it means a lot. And of course we have the word acknowledge. If you acknowledge something, you are allowing other people to know that you have seen it. You know that that thing has happened. So you might say, thank you for sending me your lovely Christmas card. Thank you for your company yesterday. I do appreciate it. You acknowledge that that person did something nice. Again, a very simple phrase. All you have to do is say thank you. So simple. Then, of course, I think this might be one of the hardest words to say to anyone. In certain situations, you might find it very hard to say sorry. Sorry. Such a small word, such a tiny word, and yet, for many people, this is a very hard word to say. You are sorry. You show remorse. Remorse means to feel bad about something you did, an action, something you did, maybe something you did to another person, maybe you did something bad, something wrong. So you have to show remorse. You regret the thing you did. So you can see here we have the word remorse. Quite often a person will say sorry, even though it can be a hard word to say. You show regret. You regret something by saying sorry. Quite often we show that we feel bad about the thing we did by saying sorry. Here's another use of sorry. We can also show pity towards someone. If you show pity towards another person, it means you are sympathizing with them. You show pity. You say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you've lost your job. I'm sorry to hear that you've lost your house. I'm sorry to hear that. We often say sorry because we are showing pity towards another person. Of course, some people don't like to show pity, or maybe a person does not like another person showing pity to them. So it can be a word that is rather negative, to pity someone. You feel sorry for them. To show sympathy towards another person means you might say sorry. So we often use the word sorry as a way of comforting another person. But again, it can be difficult to express because it is an emotional word. It is a word that is filled with emotional meaning. And of course, mournful. You are showing your feeling. You feel sad because of something happening. You say, sorry. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. I'm sorry to hear that you didn't get that job. I'm sorry to hear that you failed your exam. You feel sad. You are showing sorrow by saying sorry. However, I think one of the hardest situations is when you have done something wrong. If you've done something bad towards another person, perhaps you have to say sorry to them. That, I think, is one of the hardest things to do. It is. It takes a lot of courage sometimes to say sorry. Finally, here is a word that everyone hates to say, including me, by the way. It is the saddest word in the English language. Goodbye. A lot of people don't like to say goodbye. In fact, I think most people do not want to say goodbye in any situation. Maybe you have to say goodbye to someone at the airport. One of the saddest things to do, one of the most upsetting things, must be saying goodbye to another person, especially if they are leaving you for a long time. Maybe a relative or a friend or even your partner is going to fly away. Maybe they have a business trip to go on, so you have to say goodbye to them at the airport. I suppose in the past it was much harder to say goodbye because there was no other way of keeping in touch. These days, it is much easier to keep in touch with another person, even though they are far away. So we normally say goodbye when we part, when we retire. The word retire can mean leave or go. So you leave, you go, you say goodbye as you retire. Maybe you go to bed and you say goodbye, good night, as you retire to bed. Normally during a departure, you say goodbye. Also, farewell. You might say farewell to someone. And of course, if you are breaking up with another person, maybe your relationship is coming to an end, you might say goodbye forever. And of course, the saddest one might be saying goodbye to a loved one after they have passed away. Saying goodbye to someone for the last time ever is one of the hardest things a person ever has to do. I think so. So it is interesting to note that there are words in English, and I'm sure in many other languages, that are hard to say because they are connected to emotion. Simple words, small phrases, if you say them as a response or use them in response, sometimes they can have a very deep meaning indeed. I'm glad to see the live chat is here right now. Beatrice says, Mr. Duncan, mournful is a new word for me. Yes, something that is mournful. We can say that it is sad, solemn, emotional. Something is... I'm just reading what Jimmy has put. Jimmy, you are right. Yes, Jimmy from Hong Kong. I suppose another word Mr. Duncan tries not to say to people is no. A lot of people don't like to say no. You are right. I suppose that's a very good one. Yes, yes, no. Yes, no. No is a good one. Yes, it is a word that we often don't like to say to people because sometimes we don't like to say no. Maybe your boss wants you to work on Saturday and you want to say no, but you don't really want to because later on they might sack you or make you redundant. So sometimes you might feel pressure to say yes rather than no. So yes, you are right. Definitely, you are right. Beatrice says, yes, Mr. Duncan, goodbye is not a nice word. Yesterday, a friend of mine who lives in Spain came to visit me. It was very hard to say goodbye indeed. I do remember that also as my own personal situation when we had to say goodbye in Italy and also in Paris. I do not like saying goodbye to anyone. In fact, sometimes You might not realise this. Can I let you in on a secret? Sometimes at the end of my live streams, I feel a little bit emotional when I say goodbye. Sometimes I don't want to leave you. Sometimes I wish I could do my live stream all the time, forever and ever. Of course, as we know, that is impossible. If only life could work in that way, it would be so lovely, wouldn't it? In a few moments, we are looking at words and phrases connected to this, your face. And also we are going to look at food as well, because let's face it, if there is one pleasure in life that we all enjoy having, it is food. I think so. All of that still to come right here on English Addict. English Addict is with you today. It's nice to see you today. I hope you are having a good Wednesday already. I still can't believe it. Already we are halfway through January. 2025 seems to be going by very quickly. I think so. Can I say hello to Wei? Wei. I'm not sure where you are, but a big hello to you. Foreigners. For foreign people, goodbye is usually with its first meaning. But also, goodbye can have different meanings depending on how you say it. Yes, if you say goodbye to a person in a certain way, a certain intonation. So maybe you are in a good mood. Maybe you've been with your friends and you might just say, see you later, goodbye, goodbye. You can say it in a happy way, a pleasant way, an excited way, because you are looking forward to the next time you meet. So I suppose goodbye is not always a sad word, although we often refer to those situations where we have to say goodbye to another person quite often in a sad way, or maybe if you are parting with someone and you are going to be distant for quite a long time. Sometimes saying goodbye can be a sad thing. I think so. Javi is here. Hello, Javi. Please never say goodbye, Mr. Duncan. I have no intention of saying goodbye forever. At the moment. Who knows? Life can be unpredictable. Have you noticed? In recent times, life can be very unpredictable. We are looking at things today, including words and phrases connected to this part of your body. You have one, I have one. There are many ways of using the word face. We are now going to take a look at face words and phrases. There are many ways of using the word face. Generally speaking, the face of something is the front. So quite often when we look directly at another thing, we will often describe the part that is in front of us as the face. Maybe the face of a building, the front of that particular thing, the side that can normally be seen. So in general terms, for example, if you are walking down the high street, you will only see the front of the shops. All of the fronts or the front of each shop can be seen. So those are the only parts of the building you can see. They are the face or the front of the shop. Or of course you can have a row of shops as well, and normally you can only see the front. So we will often describe that as the face, such as the face of a building. The facing surface is generally at the front, the thing that can be clearly or easily seen. The physical form of the front of one's head is the face. So you might describe a person's head as having a face at the front. Of course, we can also have the face on one of those down there, a clock as well. So quite often a clock will also have a face. The front of a clock is often described as the face of the clock. A person's face. So I suppose more often than not, people will think of this when they think of face. A person's appearance. Everything from your forehead to your chin, from ear to ear, is your face. Although I suppose it's true to say that everyone has a different face. Some people can have two faces. The general direction towards something is also face. So if you are facing in a certain direction, the direction you are looking at, you face that thing. The general direction towards something, the way you face. The direction or the position you are facing. Here's another one. Face as a noun. Generally speaking, as a noun, the word face refers to the front of the head. We can also have face as a verb. So I'm clearly showing the different uses of the word face here. As a noun, the front of your face, the front of a clock, or something that is facing you, something you are looking directly at. Then, of course, we have face as a verb, to look towards something with an object. So in this situation, you are facing a thing, an object, or a person. You are looking directly at it. Also, face as a verb, to turn, to look around in a certain direction. So you might face in a certain direction, generally as a verb. This is normally without an object. So you can face in a direction, but you are not looking at anything in particular. You just face in a certain direction. You might face left. You might face right. You might face towards the front. Or, of course, you might face away. It is possible also to face away. You are facing away. That means you are looking in the opposite direction. Here's another one. Figuratively, we can look towards a future event. So maybe something you are looking towards doing in the future can be described as face. You face something. You might face the challenges ahead. So in this particular sense, we are using it figuratively to show that we are looking towards the future. You are going to face a certain challenge, a certain thing that is going to happen in the future. You might have to come to terms with a difficult task or an event. Quite often we will say that you have to face the facts, to face a certain situation, to face a difficulty, maybe something that you've been putting off for a long time. You are trying to delay something, but eventually you will have to face that thing. You must confront that particular thing. You have to come to terms with something. You have to settle your emotions. Then we have the word face used in phrases. Here we go. This is the interesting part, by the way, because I know everyone loves phrases, English phrases. You might come face to face with a person or thing. To come face to face with something means meet up or approach directly. You are going to meet face to face, normally involving two people or a group of people who are going to confront each other. They are going to meet face to face. Sometimes this can be used in a negative way, or of course it can be used in a pleasant way. Maybe you are meeting up with some friends, or maybe you are going to get together with some ex-employees or people you used to work with, or maybe people you used to go to school with. You might decide to come face to face with each other. So it is possible to come face to face with another person, and we use it as a phrase. Someone might have to put on a brave face. We all have to do this. To put on a brave face means to give the impression that all is okay when facing a challenge. So maybe you are about to perform a song on stage, or maybe you are about to do something that is very stressful or difficult, but you are going to be doing it in front of lots of other people. You might have to put on a brave face. Sometimes we all have to do this. If you are going to do something but you don't feel like it, maybe you feel a little bit unhappy or sad, sometimes you have to put on a brave face. I think that's a very good phrase. I like that one. I like it a lot. Here's another one. You might lose face. A person might lose face. If you lose face, it means you suffer a public humiliation or defeat. In other words, you've done something in front of other people that makes you look foolish. You have been humiliated. You feel foolish because of it. To lose one's dignity in defeat is to lose face. So maybe you are having an argument with someone. Maybe you are having an argument with another person. But they have a good argument. Their points are better than yours. So you have to lose face, especially if you are doing it in front of lots of other people. So quite often to lose face means to be humiliated in front of many people. And it is not a very pleasant experience. You might also have to save face. If you save face, it means you are doing something to prevent shame and embarrassment. So you are doing something to stop yourself from losing face. Instead, you will save face. Maybe you are trying to give yourself a good name after losing it in the past. Or maybe you are in danger of being humiliated by other people. That means you will try to save face. You want to keep your dignity. You want to avoid being humiliated. It's not easy to do sometimes. You might be just a face in the crowd. To be a face in the crowd means the state of being unnoticed and unseen. You are there, but then you are amongst lots of other people. You are just a face in the crowd. To be lost in the crowd is a very similar thing. So if you are just a face in the crowd, it means you go unnoticed because there are so many other people there as well. Now this one is for the ladies watching. If you are a lady and you are watching at the moment, although nowadays a lot of men do this as well, to put your face on. It is an expression that women often use when they are going to apply some makeup. They are going to put some cosmetics on their face. They are going to put some makeup, maybe a little bit of lipstick or a little bit of blusher. I'm just going upstairs to put my face on. That means I am going to apply my makeup. You are putting your face on. I did not say clown. If anyone out there used the word clown, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is not what I mean. A person might have to face the music. If you have to face the music, it means you have to confront or accept one's punishment. You have to face the music. Maybe you've done something wrong. Maybe you have to accept your punishment, but you are too afraid to do it. Sometimes you have to stand up and face the music. It is time to face the music, something that you have been trying to avoid. Normally some sort of confrontation, but now you must face the music. A person might fly in the face of something, to go against or disagree or disregard the normal way of doing something. You fly in the face. For example, we might say that a person who does something in a strange way or a different way might fly in the face of convention. Some people say that I do that. They say that Mr. Duncan, we've noticed he likes to fly in the face of convention. He does things in a very different way. Sometimes. Here's a very descriptive one: to cut off your nose. Cut off your nose, to spite your face. If you cut off your nose to spite your face, it means you are doing something foolish and harmful as an action. So something you are trying to do might also cause harm to yourself. Normally when we are trying to retaliate against another person, so maybe there is a person that you want to, I don't know, maybe they've annoyed you in the past, so you want to do something to them. However, the thing you want to do might also cause harm to yourself. You are cutting off your nose to spite your face. To put it simply, a self-damaging action, an action that you are carrying out that will also cause harm to yourself. A foolish and harmful action. You are cutting off your nose to spite your face. To show your face, to appear somewhere or show up. If you show your face, it means you have arrived. You are there. People can see you. You show your face. You show your face. You want to be seen in a certain place. So maybe you have to go to a party, but you don't really want to go to the party. You want to avoid going to the party. But you go there and you only stay for a few minutes. You go there just to show your face. I will go to the party, but only to show my face. That means you'll be there, you will be seen, but perhaps you will only stay there for a short time before you leave. I just want to show my face. You might have a serious confrontation with another person. If you have a serious confrontation or even a fight, we can say that you are having a face-off. To face off with another person. A group of people might face off with another group. A confrontation or battle is a confrontation. It is a face-off. The dramatic face-off will happen tonight. So if you are going to have a face-off with another person, it means you are going to have some sort of confrontation or even a fight. Have you ever been in touch with a person and you only know their name? You don't know what they look like. So perhaps a person that you've been communicating with through email. However, one day you get the chance to meet them or see them. You might say that now you have a chance to put a face to a name, to fully identify a person by name and appearance. Finally, I can put a face to the name. So this happens a lot these days. I know I've done it in the past when I've been dealing with companies through email. So you might build up a sort of relationship with another person who you are dealing with through business, but you never actually see their face. Then one day you get the chance to actually physically see them. You find out what they look like. I suppose you could say that about here on the live chat. So this live chat you are watching now, there are lots of names, but there are no faces. Sometimes it is good or fun to put a face to the name. So as you can see, there are many, many ways of using a very simple word like face. Face the music. Jimmy says, why would you use the word music? Well, I suppose it's something you are going to face. The music is, I suppose it is kind of chaos or the situation. You are having to face the music. So everything is coming towards you. You have to face that particular thing or that particular situation. It means you are going to confront something, quite often something that is hard to do. Do you like food? Now I know what you're going to say. Mr. Duncan, are you going to talk about food? Yes, I am going to talk about food because food is something I love. I happen to love food very much. So we are going to talk a little bit about food today before we finish today's live chat, and I hope you will stay with me. We are here together today. You'll be pleased to hear that the snow has now gone. All of the snow has vanished. It has gone away just after 2 minutes past 3 o'clock. On a Wednesday afternoon, I am with you for a few more minutes. As you know, if you have been watching this for many years, you will know that I love food. I enjoy food. I love eating. There are many different types of food I enjoy. I think it is safe to say that I do like food very much. And I have a feeling maybe perhaps you do as well. I'm often asked, Mr. Duncan, what types of food do you eat in England? Is there a typical type of food that a person in England might eat? Well, first of all, I would say, to be fair, over the years, the types of food we eat here in England has changed a lot, especially due to convenience food. And of course, many people now don't even have to leave the house to get their food. They can have their groceries or their fresh food delivered directly to their house. And of course, many people these days can also order hot food and have it delivered straight to their house. Except here in Much Wenlock. Here in Much Wenlock, unfortunately, because we are in the middle of the countryside, there are no food delivery services in this area. So you know there are lots and lots of these couriers They will drive around or ride around on their motorbikes or their bicycles, and they will deliver food directly to your house. Not here. We don't have it, unfortunately, because we are in the countryside. What do the English like to eat? English food is often seen as bland. Now there is a great word. The word bland means simple, or maybe something that lacks any quality. By that I mean no taste, no colour. Something that is just plain and simple can be described as bland. So English food is often seen as bland and unimaginative in its presentation and taste. So I think this might be a little unfair, because I remember growing up, quite often on Sunday we would have one of our big roast dinners. Lots of vegetables, meat, flavour. So I'm not sure if I would describe it as bland, bland food. But a lot of people do say that English food is bland. And I think it would be fair to say these days, because lots of things have changed over the years. Many popular types of food here in England now are not native to this country. They are types of food, types of cuisine that have been imported into the country over the years for various reasons. First of all, I think it is fair to say that a lot of English people enjoy Italian food. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. We know you do, because you are always talking about eating spaghetti and pasta. So pasta in this country is very popular. If you go to any large towns or cities, quite often you will find 2 or 3 Italian restaurants. And of course, if you go to the supermarkets, you will find lots of pasta, lots of things you can use to make your own delicious Italian food. So I think it is fair to say, definitely, that we do like Italian food in England. A lot of people enjoy making it at home, or of course going out for a meal in a restaurant as well. Then we have, now I think it is safe to say that a lot of people in England love curry. You might even say that we have become a curry nation. We love curry. Restaurants, maybe food you can buy in the supermarket. You can make your own fresh curry. Or of course you can buy ready-made curry as well in various containers, various types of pre-made food. But I think it is safe to say, especially if you go to certain parts of England, Birmingham, the West Midlands, which is where I spent a lot of my life, curry is a huge food. Also, it happens to be one of my favourite foods as well. There is nothing more fun than going out on a Saturday night or a Friday night even, or even Thursday. A lot of people do go out on Thursday nights. Slowly, Thursday has become the new Friday. So Indian food, curry dishes, very, very popular. I think it is fair to say if you go to any town or city, you will find maybe 2 or 3 or even more curry restaurants. We often refer to them as curry houses. So a curry house is basically a restaurant serving Indian food. I love curry. I've just realised I could really eat a curry right now. We return to the Italian food. If there is one type of Italian food that most people think of when we think of Italy, we often think of pizza. Although I did notice when we had pizza in Italy, the pizza is rather different. It is much drier on the top, and sometimes the cheese and also the things on top of the pizza are not melted. It is just put on top. So I get the feeling there are lots of different types of pizza. However, when we think of pizza here in England, this is normally what we think of. We think of the big slice of melted cheese, which is what we had last night, by the way. Mr. Steve and myself, we had pizza last night, and it was very nice, very lovely. If you were watching last week, you will know that the Chinese restaurant, the Chinese takeaway, has reopened in Much Wenlock. So now I can go and have my lovely Chinese food once more. Chinese food, this particular type of Chinese food, very popular. Noodles. People love eating noodles. I do. I love Chinese food. Not least of all because I spent over 4 years living in China. So you can probably imagine I really do like Chinese food very much. So there are around England, if you go across the UK even, you will find lots and lots of curry houses, places that sell pizza, also Chinese food, lots of Chinese restaurants and Chinese takeaways. I suppose it would be hard to talk about food without talking about fast food. Just like many places in the United Kingdom and around the world, probably where you are as well, we love fast food. We all love it because it's convenient. We often refer to fast food as convenient food. It is easy to get. You can eat it very quickly. So yes, we do like burgers. Beef burgers, hamburgers, chicken burgers, fried chicken, all of those things we love very much. I can actually remember when the first ever McDonald's opened here in the UK. The first ever McDonald's. It was in the late 1970s. So McDonald's has not always been here in England. There was a time when we did not have McDonald's at all. The next thing I'm going to show you is the thing I can't wait to talk about, because this is one of my favourite meals. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, yes. Sausage, egg, bacon, beans, tomato, everything. Fried food. We love fried food in England. This particular meal is a type of breakfast. So when we think of a traditional British or English breakfast, this is what we will think of. Egg, sausage, beans, bacon. Some people like to have mushrooms as well. Personally, I don't like mushrooms, so I do not have them at all. This is often referred to as a full English. So this type of meal, if you go to a cafe or sometimes even a restaurant in the morning, they will often do a full English, which means sausage, bacon, egg, beans, fried mushrooms, toast. Oh my goodness. All this talk of food is making me very hungry. So this is something you might find in many cafes, small cafes. They will do breakfast. And quite often, if you are very lucky, you can have one of these all day. Some places will do all day breakfasts. So you can have this meal at any time of the day in some places. Oh my goodness. And of course, I suppose the one meal that most people think of when they think of British food or English food, fish and chips. Traditional fish and chips. Many towns, many cities. I remember growing up in the town I was brought up in, Stafford. All over the town there were fish and chips shops. Fish and chip shops. So that's what we would call them. Or you can say chip shop. We can go to the chip shop and get some fish and chips. So fried food in England is very popular, and this might be the most popular dish or the most popular meal, especially convenient meals. However, there is something I want to mention. Many years ago, we would see this as being a fairly cheap meal to buy. However, nowadays, this has become a very expensive meal. In fact, if you go to a fish and chip shop and have just fish and chips, it might cost you up to £15. I'm not joking. So this very simple dish, this very simple meal has become very expensive, mainly due to the fact that lots of things have gone up in price. But it used to be a very cheap meal, but nowadays it is a rather expensive meal to have. Finally, here is the one that I've been waiting for. Sometimes when you are hungry, you have to grab some food very quickly. You have to make a meal in a hurry. And this is the one that we love. I think this must be on the top of the list of all the food, of all the meals that we can have, especially if we are in a hurry. Are you ready? I have to say, I love beans on toast. There it is, in all its beauty. 2 slices of toast, you heat up the beans, you pour the beans over the toast. Sometimes you can also add a little bit of butter on the toast. That's it. That is perfection. We love beans on toast in England, and I suppose it would be fair to say also across the UK as well. We are absolutely crazy for beans on toast. It is nutritious, it is quick, and quite often, if you go into the kitchen and open the cupboard, quite often there will be many, many tins of baked beans in the cupboard, just in case you suddenly want to eat something. So that is the one, beans on toast, number 1. I'm sure someone will disagree, but there you go. You can't please everyone. Hello, Oma. Oma says, I don't like beans. I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine anyone disliking baked beans. For me, it is like the most amazing thing in the world. Of course, there are some after effects. If you eat too many beans, it is not good for your digestion. That is almost it from me for today. We are coming up to 3:20 and it is almost time to go. Alexander, Mr. Duncan, have you tried herrings? Herrings. That type of fish is normally a type of fish I don't really eat. I've seen herrings and I've seen them served in restaurants, but I've never actually eaten herring. It is one of those types of fish that I never eat. I do like cod, salmon, tuna. I like all of those. So I do eat a lot of fish, but for some reason I don't eat herring. Isn't that strange? Or maybe not strange. It is almost time to disappear. Lewis says, I went to London and I saw Italian restaurants. Yes, there are. Well, if you go to London, can I just say, in London, there are Italian restaurants, there are Chinese restaurants, there are Greek restaurants, there are Turkish restaurants. In fact, if there is a type of food you can think of, it will be served somewhere in London. I think it's safe to say. It is almost time to say goodbye, but don't worry, do not fear, because we are back on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm back with you. We will be back together on Sunday, and I will also be with you on Sunday as well. We will have 2 hours of fun. Mr. Steve will also be with us as well. I hope you will be. See you later. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I am back on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. We are talking about things that have broken. Things that have broken down or stopped working. And this is something personal. This is something that's happened to us recently. 2 things that we rely on, 2 things that we really need, have broken completely. We will talk more about that on Sunday. Thank you very much for your company. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. You can watch it all again as many times as you want. As I said at the start of today's live stream, you can watch my live streams as many times as you want. Once, twice, or 1,000. I'm sure someone somewhere has watched my lessons 1,000 times. I'm sure of it. I'm looking at you, Claudia. Thank you very much for your company. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And I will see you later. And of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Take care of yourselves and... I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. So instead, I will say, ta-ta for now. See you on Sunday.